Welcome to Next Topic Podcast.
Oh, energy girl.
Well, because of the topic. Okay, welcome to Next Topic Podcast. This is going to be so much fun. Today is episode number 14, and it is March the 24th.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so this topic is going to be, might be touchy and might bring up some emotions for folks, so I just wanted to preface it with that.
Disclaimer.
Yes. On this week's episode, we were going to talk about domestic abuse.
Yes, we are.
And, sorry, Rojad, you cut me off.
Sorry.
Throw me off. Okay. So let's just go ahead and dive into this topic.
Lord, yeah.
Yeah. So what is your stance, and I think we'll all probably agree here, but what is your stance on domestic abuse?
I don't agree with domestic abuse. Like, I don't think people should be abused.
Period.
Like, if we keep it as simple as that, people should not be abused in no way, shape, form, or fashion.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you.
Yeah, I don't think I can say it any better yet.
I completely agree.
Okay. So do you think it is ever okay under any circumstance for you to be physical with your partner?
No.
And hold on. Physical can be a shove, it can be a tight grab, it can be whatever. And this is and I'm talking about is it okay for women to be physical with that or men to be okay, so first of all, we said we don't agree with it in any shape, form, or fashion.
Right.
But
we got the
we did get a so Cameron, what was that?
From that side.
So I definitely don't agree with domestic violence, and I have a backstory as to why, and we'll get to that later. But sometimes our emotions get the best of us and we act before we think. Does that make it okay? Absolutely not. Okay. But we are human and we do fuck up. Let's all realize that. And that's not excusing the actions whatsoever. But sometimes, people need to be like,
to be. So it's never okay, but sometimes people need to be handled.
Because not so much handled, but like, you just gotta like shake somebody to their senses. Like,
do you?
Not literally, but like, you acting up like, yo, hey,
you tripping
chill out. Like, it's not that, you feel me? Like, this is a form of physicality. This is a grasp. It's not abuse, but it's like, yo, bring it together. Like, it's
some might say that's abuse.
Right, and that's the fine line between it, and that's what I mean when I say because it's like it's not abuse, but to someone it might be.
Got you.
But sometimes be like, yo, chill out. Like, you gotta touch that person to bring them back.
Well, that's not abuse. Like, just touch someone like.
But what I'm saying is
but
like,
some people be
sometimes
like,
it's
in the matter of like
that Gervonta.
Yes,
exactly. Like,
exactly.
That little shake, that little yo, hey, relax.
Okay, that hurted me.
Oh my god.
It was a good little grab.
Sorry.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? What?
We're talking about being physical in any
partner
fashion.
I don't know. Just for me, I don't even think. I can speak from my experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even think. I don't know. Like, I would let it get there. Like, if I disagree, we're yelling at each other. Bet I'm not gonna talk for a little bit. I'm gonna go on a walk, come back, talk it over again. Never to a point where I need to get even close to you when you're that mad, or if you're, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or like I'll try to hug you or something and try to calm you down. But if that's not the case,
She's gonna swing on you.
Ooh.
Boom. Right in your
I'm
stomach.
not ready for a hug right
if
now.
I peep, she gonna swing.
I think that's manipulative.
What, trying to hug somebody?
Yes.
No.
When we arguing, out there,
sometimes you bring some people back to the right form, and that's love. Like, hug is a form of like, hey, I know we going through it, but I still love you.
Okay, do that shit later. Not while we arguing.
Whoa, that's the point. Oh, okay.
No, wait till we
we
get through it.
But I get it. If it's really on something like she trying to throw hands, then I'm gonna walk and I'm gonna be like, all right, well, you're not gonna hit me, so
right,
because that might spark up some emotion.
It's interesting. You guys have been talking about physical violence in the context of like being in an argument. What about if it's not
physical?
It's not an argument, but being physical with your like, because I've heard or I've seen like even with the Gervonta thing or that Ari girl in a lot of situations, people like. we play like that.
Nah.
I don't I don't think it's, but a lot of people say like, we play like that, like
a little,
school girl, boy, no, like punching and all kind of little stuff, body slam, like, we play like that.
That's different.
That is different.
How is that different?
There's a playful nature in which, like, like if you in front of the bed, like I'll grab you, but I'm lightly putting you down, like you feel me? Like
okay, that's different.
And,
but
and of course she gonna hit me, like she gonna punch, but like all arms and like you little pitter patter taps, never the face. You feel me?
No.
Like that's
even the face. It was like
No.
just a little slap, like playing around.
no.
Well, people like different things.
No, you don't hit the face.
No, I don't care if we playing. We say don't hit my face. I don't like people to touch my face in general.
It'd be fun sometimes just playing around with people.
Yeah, he likes that. Let him have that.
So you kinky like that. You like
We been
You a hella pretty.
but like slap me.
I think there's a context between everything, though, right? So you know the mood, like you know what I mean. So it's okay, but I think you said we brought it up in an argument, right? Like the context. I don't know. That's where it should.
Because I said, is it ever okay to be physically, to be physical with your partner? So it doesn't have to be an argument, but some people like.
And like I say, like I don't think it's okay, but like people do things that are not okay because I feel like you did something that was like not okay with me. So I mean that like if we had an argument and then like I come home and then like my TV or something is busted, then we have a problem.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? Like
So you fighting?
we
Tell me
we might be fighting. Like you come home like all my windows busted on my car, like. Like, cause to me that's a different type of abuse behavior that people like seem like, oh, that's more okay.
No.
That's gonna cost me more money.
Well, money just don't equate. It's something that's like more.
Look,
okay.
if I had to choose between you hitting me in my face and breaking all my windows, hit me in my face.
See, but like you said, we're human, so that punch, slap to your face could trigger you to punch and slapping back, right?
You're right.
But
see. I don't want to die, but I guess. All right.
So Cameron, you said you had a. Sorry, I don't know if you want to get into that right now, but you said you had a personal.
So I've witnessed domestic violence on multiple occasions. I will not divulge who, but it was very close to me. And that I was at 15 the first time, and then the second time I was either 16 or 17. The first time I was shocked and I didn't do anything because of a promise. The second time, I broke that promise. I was so close to the person that when it happened again, I just couldn't stand there and not, do something about it. And since then, it's been like domestic violence is an absolute no for me. Like I don't care who it is. I don't care if I know what's going on or if I know the person. If I see it, I'm stepping in. I do not allow that shit whatsoever. But then I've also been dealing with someone, and then I've been hit in the face.
Damn.
So it's like either way, like if it's something else going on or I'm getting it done to me, like I don't fuck with it at all. You feel me? And it's actually happened to me twice, and 2 different occasions, and so it's like.
Sorry, you're saying a relationship you've been in, where they've been abusive.
And it's like I'm so forgiving, but then it's also to a point where it's like. This shit, I won't stand for it, you feel me? Like, this is not okay. We're going to talk about it. Definitely going to talk about it. And then shit is going to happen.
That's interesting. So, something can happen, but you would be willing to move on from it.
Depending on how much I mess with the individual, absolutely.
What about the actual action or, like, whatever they actually did, too?
Like, so you're saying, like, for instance, if they hit me, we talk about it, and then we move forward?
Yeah, I'm saying like, are there certain levels, which is what I'm trying to get at?
No, there's no level. Like there's no like you slap me versus punch me versus hit me in the back. No, it's all the same shit. But I think it's common sense that you shouldn't hit someone.
Yes.
But then I also can be mad at you.
I don't think it's common sense.
Right, but then I also can be mad at you if I haven't divulged to you that this is something that makes me upset.
But I think you should know. Right. That should be common.
Right, you're not going to be mad.
I believe that as well, but then also it's like, that goes with anything. I can't expect you to know it's going to tick me off if I've never told you. So after I tell you, I hold you to a higher standard to know that don't do it again because you already know it pisses me off. And once you do it again, it's like, You basically said, fuck you, fuck everything you said, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want and I don't care. And that's how I take it.
I think it's a little weird. Like I don't ever want to have a conversation with somebody like I want to let you know that it's not okay to hit me.
Yeah.
Like if I gotta have a conversation with you about, please don't hit me.
Please don't be in a relationship with me. Let's start there.
Right.
But some people are used to that shit. I've been with somebody who's like, oh, well, I'm used to it. And I'm like, that shit's not okay. You feel me? Like,
really used to it to make it okay.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying you shouldn't
But I get
have
what
to
you're
be
saying,
used to it.
Cameron.
And that's why it brings up conversation. And that's why I said last week, like, with the gay thing, like, I talk to everyone about everything. Mm-hmm. I want to be very clear from jump with every relationship that I'm a part of, whether it's intimate or a friendship. We're going to be very clear. Mm-hmm. So we don't have those issues. And it still happens, but you can only take preventative measures.
Mm.
Sorry, it sounded like you was going to say something regarding...
What's part?
I don't know. Cameron said
No,
something. You said...
I was going... Go ahead.
You can go.
Okay, I was going to say, like, I do feel the part when you said some people, like, they're used to it. Mm-hmm. In a weird way, I don't know how people get used to their partner hitting them and stuff like that. I don't get it. But maybe that, too, goes deep. But I've witnessed that, too, like, some of my friends, I'm not going to say names, but that were in a relationship. Just they would hit each other on both ends, if that makes sense, and that was okay. And we had the conversation like, I think you should like call it quits. Like this is not healthy at all. And more than that, like you walk into the crib sometime that there's a hole in the wall and shit. It's like what's going on? Like you know what I mean? So it's just like hella destructive. And but it's attachment. It's like I don't know if they are attached to the action of being abused. Or they just love that person and think, oh, if I lose this person, you know, it's so deep. Exactly but it's like I'm okay. And I've also heard situations where somebody's getting hit and a friend would step in, and the person that's getting hit would get mad at the friend for stepping in. Mm-hmm. Like, don't step in. This is us. This is what we do. Damn near, yeah. So that goes to show, like, it's I don't know, it's attachment, but
right. And even like in those abuse situations, like people like, oh, I didn't hit the person. I just like. Hit the wall, and then you see all these holes in their walls and stuff like that.
That's threatening.
Right, I'm like, that's not okay either. And we're talking about like domestic abuse on both ends because like it's not okay for like women to do stuff to men.
A lot of times it's very one-sided.
Right, and then it's not okay for like women to do stuff. For men to do stuff to women either. Mm-hmm. And when me and Lauren was talking about it, like, because originally we were going to talk about domestic violence at first. And then we was talking about like, okay, what constitutes violence? Because it's not always physical. Mm-hmm. So that's why we decided to go with like the domestic abuse part. Right. Because sometimes it's very like emotional, mental, psychological abuse. It's like where like, oh, you ain't gonna be with nobody else but me type stuff, or like you are nobody type situation. Where all like different like forms of abuse that should be like talked about and discussed because like none of it is okay.
Right.
Manipulative behavior is still a form of abuse.
Yep.
Regardless of if it's in the smallest sense where you just want somebody to do something very general for you. It's still a form of abuse.
Facts.
Something I want to talk about that you just brought up, Roshad, is this double standard. Mm-hmm. And we've seen it play out, you know, on social media or various other platforms where a woman may do something and it seems as though society is more willing to sort of accept her apology and move on from her being physically or verbally abusive towards someone. But for men, it's like from jump. It's canceled. Like, yeah. So why do you feel that's the case? Because the way I was raised is like you don't put your hands on someone unless you're defending yourself.
You're right.
At that point, yes, we're fighting. But a lot of folks are okay, or not okay with it, but they will accept, okay, it happened, and just kind of move on from it. And people don't get canceled. Remember we talked about cancel culture? Women don't get canceled for that sort of thing.
They do.
Men will get canceled real fast.
In a heartbeat.
Why do you
barely
think that
canceled?
I think the history.
Well, some people, yes, it depends, right? But go ahead.
I think just the history or like the hierarchy in society in general, right? Like as far as men, like you wouldn't. I mean, I'm not gonna say men don't deal with sexual assaults and like rape and things like that. But as far as like aggression and like the history of abuse, I feel like it's been men abusing women. You know what I mean? So I think I'm not saying because of that now if a woman kind of like physically like abuse her partner, it's okay, but it's kind of like
Just not look down.
yeah, it's kind of like it's still wrong, but I don't know.
It's
How to
like
explain it.
what
It's
kind of
like-
like harm can she like actually do to
Right.
a grown man?
But then another thing I always hear is like when we hear a woman hit a man, oh, well, what did he do to make her do it? That's one of the first things I automatically.
But I hear that when a man hits a woman, they're like, you must have did something.
I hear them both
sweetie."
ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When anybody hit anybody, I always ask like, what you do to them?
What did you do? Yeah.
I do it for anybody in any situation. not
Even
just
though you're responsible for controlling your own
Right.
emotions and actions.
no, but I do think it's very important to know what did you do to them to make them hit you?
Why?
Because what did you do?
Right, because if you
But
slap
for
me
some
and I
people,
hit
it
you
ain't
with
shit.
I know,
You
that's
didn't
what I'm
do
saying. That's
nothing.
why I
it's
asked.
important to ask.
That's why I asked.
Okay, so if they do
I'm like, well,
say,
you just sitting down. He just walked. He didn't. You wouldn't say that. It could be, but if you're
so if
sitting
they do
down,
say, I was cussing him out.
how?
Regardless,
Did you
it's
say
my
that about
words.
his mama?
It's my words. That does not warrant you.
It doesn't
Words
hurt.
were hurt, and words can do.
Words do
Yeah.
hurt, but it's like,
Yeah.
you should not be putting your hands on your partner. That's
Right,
just how
but
I
also,
feel.
I don't
don't
think-
put your hands on somebody and don't expect them to put their hands back on you.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody should be hitting anyone because
Like,
All right, let me ask you that. Well, you said like you've experienced that before. Did you react in a way, and let me know if it's like
no, like
did you react in a way
I
where it
am
was like,
fully open with this conversation. I walked away.
got you.
One,
That's
like,
right.
because I'm so against domestic violence, it was hard. Don't get me wrong. It was very hard. And I was drunk, so it made it even worse.
Got you.
Damn. So I just like kind of like gathered myself, took a deep breath, and I just walked away. What I wanted to do was completely different than how I acted.
Got you.
But that's just that goes to speak for like these things where like you see women just swinging on men and not stopping, and even if a man's like stop, like I'm not trying to, you feel me? Like they're not trying to interact with that, and you keep doing it. At some point, there's a line where it's not abuse and it's self-defense. You're not gonna keep hitting me and expect me not to hit you back. There is a very fine line to how much I will take. And my thing is like, it's scary for me because I'm a pretty big dude and I'm pretty strong. So if I hit a girl in her face, I could essentially break her face. And I don't want to do that to anybody. Because then that's just going to have follow-up consequences with the family and all this other shit, you know what I'm saying? So it behooves me to control my emotions, but then it also to the abuser.
that's a
are you
word.
looking up
That's what he
behoove?
want to say.
I was gonna
You
say
looking at that?
Yeah.
How you spell it?
BEHOOVE. It is a duty or responsibility for someone to do something it is incumbent on.
You
And
know
you
what
like, let me
it
look
comes-
that Wait a second, hold on.
Nah, we
Can
gotta
we
go.
come back?
But
Put
yeah,
the definition at the bottom, Danny, for the people.
but it also like behooves them to
Stop hitting me.
exactly
Got you.
because I can only behoove myself for so long.
I'm gonna behoove myself. Let's behoove each other.
Right.
Pick a whole different word meaning that.
Yo, but man, that's a tough situation to be in. I think I like to consider I have a lot of patience when it comes to things like that, but I can't, like you said, even being drunk and stuff like that. I don't know, man. But I don't know. I think, do you see it get there? I'm just curious.
Do I, like,
you
see
it
myself?
escalate? No. Do you see it like? Did you see it come? Like,
Not at
was it
all.
out of nowhere,
Out of
or is
nowhere.
it just like cuss it over?
I don't know her.
Damn.
I don't know her.
You cheated? No. I'm playing.
Oh.
I wasn't in a relationship too.
Okay.
Even barely domestic.
If it's gonna be out of nowhere, she just
Just swing.
So-
how'd you slip it?
I want to throw some scenarios out here,
What's a scenario?
and you tell me if
How will we react?
how would you react, and don't sugarcoat it, please.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start with cheating.
Okay.
So you're in a relationship with your partner. Let's say 5 years. That's a good long relationship.
I'm beating everybody ass.
And
Hold on,
that's
get the
positive.
whole scenario.
damn.
I'm just keeping it a buck.
And no, but listen, you find out through like you guys share passwords, whatever. So you have access to their social media and all that stuff. You're in their phone and you're just browsing, and you find out that they have like a list of folks who they're DMing.
Okay.
The DMs might be pretty casual, like, hey, how you doing, or whatever. Like, oh, you look, like how Abel was a couple episodes back, or like,
sliding to people DMs.
yeah, like, so that's
that's
what
what
we
we
doing.
doing.
Yeah. Okay, so there's some of that, and it seems like your partner's kind of feeding into it a little bit. Yeah, entertaining it. How do you react?
I ask.
Okay, you ask.
I don't need to ask.
Wait, hold on. You ask. Those just my friends.
So you speak to all your friends like that?
They're stuttering, okay, at this point. They're stuttering. They feel like, they're in a corner a little bit. And they get defensive. Well, you're not giving me what I need.
Oh, that's a different conversation.
Wow.
Yeah, well, shit.
Whoa.
What do you need?
Yeah, I mean, what you need if we... Because, look, I already said I was open to a throuple now. So what do you need? You wasn't there that week. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you need? Now your partner starts talking shit about everything you're lacking.
Okay, well, clearly, you're just in a hurt space. So I'm going to walk away until you calm down, then we can come back and have a civil conversation.
Cameron, this sound real PBS.
So you
this
found...
is how
you're
I
not
feel.
really going to argue back, though.
I don't argue. I don't got time for that shit. I really don't. That's a waste of my energy.
Yeah, I don't got time for people walking away. So
where's
you going?
You're the partner. Now, how do you react?
You found out she cheated, and then what's the next step?
We never said she cheated. She was just DMing people and entertaining. She didn't cheat.
So she was entertaining people.
That's a cheat?
And then...
Oh.
Nah, not really. But at the same
yeah,
time, low-key
kinda
cheating
is.
too. Like
If
she's
you're in a relationship,
one
you
foot out,
entertain.
one foot out. You might as well just be free.
She was entertaining people, and then when you
Free the bird. No,
when you addressed it, she starts talking about all your shortcomings. So now it's like
that's toxic.
Very.
I mean, like,
toxic.
So it's like, why at this instance now do you feel like it's okay to talk about my?
I'm saying, like, do you feel the need to defend yourself and your manhood?
No, I don't give a shit.
It's gonna be touched. Masculinity.
Yeah,
gonna
no,
be touched.
absolutely.
Let's talk about. You don't give
It's
me what
gonna
I
hurt a
need.
little bit.
Oh.
No, they felt above the drama. Let's talk about your shortcomings while we're talking about shortcomings in general.
Okay.
It's like, if it's you want to throw shade and stuff, I just asked you a simple question, trying to figure out what was up, and you want to talk about this other type of stuff too. If you had a problem, you should have said something a long time ago.
That's definitely coming up, but I ain't gonna say it how you said it. It's like, why you want to bring it up now? You should have said something a long motherfucking time ago so we could have the conversation.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm huge on giving people the freedom to do whatever they want. So if that's what you want at this particular time, I'm gonna say, all right. It seems like you wanna,
Okay, brother. Peace.
5 years, but people be hurt.
5 years is a long time. We could have did this
still,
3 years ago.
I get it, but I'm gonna be hurt. But still, I'm gonna be like, I'm not gonna hang on to something that's already.
No, I'm not
shaky.
hanging on, but we are going to discuss this, and we are talking about your shortcomings as
Okay,
well.
so let me flip it here.
They
So
feel
you're
PBS.
the one.
I
Okay, no,
I
listen.
think you're saying
You're
that-
the one.
Mhm.
You're the one who's entertaining people in your DMs.
Mm-hmm.
Your girl finds out.
Mm-hmm.
Who the is this? And da 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 da.
Why are
right?
you going through my phone?
Wait,
Yeah,
no,
what the
it
fuck?
doesn't stop there.
Uh-huh.
Though. No, actually, it starts with you sleeping in the bed. Bow.
Oh, what about?
What is this?
Well, first of all, I'm like, I can't see you. I'm just not waking up. What's fuck
Okay,
going
maybe you don't
on?
have to be that violent.
Hold on, give me a second.
It starts with like a slap. Let's say
It starts
slap.
with a slap, a punch, anything.
I'm
What
furious
is
because
this?
I hate when I sleep in somebody's lap.
You
so
sleep
you wake me
in-
up when I'm
okay.
sleeping, you slap me. Whoa.
I'm
I'm gonna get up like I'm probably gonna get up and be like, what the fuck? Like
Yeah,
what's
what
going
the fuck
on?
wrong with
And
you?
she about to go off. Ooh.
I'm gonna ask
And
you
then I'ma
to
just
have a
listen.
dream about me cheating. That's what it's gonna be, because you know they be like waking up. Like, this nigga, I had a dream he was cheating. I knew he was cheating. Like
My thing, I ain't even entertain that type of
bullshit.
like right now. Like death and violence is different, but I don't see it coming is a different situation.
That's
no,
a blindside.
You're right. I don't like that at all. I'm like,
But that's violence.
I know, but like,
First of all,
to me, violence is a little more okay if we argue and then something happen. Don't just.
Oh, let's talk about that.
You
No,
said it's okay.
No, I said more like it's not okay, but like at least I can go la 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 like no. But if it was like yada 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 yada, then it's a little
But
different.
for some
to me.
people, like they find out something, it's like, okay, me finding out this piece of information warrants me knocking the
Dog
shit out of you.
Yeah.
I'm like,
all right, two things. First,
Okay.
I'm never gonna be put in that situation because if I'm in a relationship, I'm
He's
a tunnel
faithful,
vision.
y'all.
I'm a tunnel vision.
This
So
nigga
that's
is
that.
a
Second,
hoe. He
she's
is a
not.
hoe.
I'm not. I'm single. How could I be a hoe when I'm single?
Oh, it's way.
But anyways,
That's the
but-
time.
You're a hoe.
But anyways, don't play me. You tainted my image.
out
No,
here.
hey,
Or a
look,
slut
anyways,
from
but-
the 80s.
Stop playing. Anyways, that's first. If I'm in a relationship, tunnel visit. Second, she not getting a password to my phone, even if I'm in a relationship.
Whoa.
Yup. Because to me, that's a sign of like,
You're not trusting me.
check up on me. Like, yeah, if you trust me, you don't need the password. If you need to ask to go through my phone, go ahead. I'll give it to you. You're not getting a password because there's a lot of stuff that, you know.
What?
It could be
I
like,
thought you was faithful. You sound
I
like
am.
a cheater now.
Let's say stuff like, stuff with specific, like with my parents and stuff like that. Conversations
Oh
that
yeah, because you
sometimes.
ain't introduced him.
Why
in
would
4
I
years.
give her my, like, open book? I'm not going to be open book to everything. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
stuff your mama been saying about her in your text messages?
Maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
I'm just saying,
Because
I'm not
parents-
giving you my password to my phone, even if it's 10 years. But anytime you want access to it, you got it.
After 10
And that's
years.
on that.
We have
But-
each other's passwords, and it's
We
not a
know.
matter of like.
We know.
It's not like, oh, I don't usually come.
Wait. So before y'all got together, y'all didn't have each other's passwords. So
Yeah.
how did that happen? Did you ask for it? I know he didn't just willingly say here.
It probably was in the moment type of thing, like you trying to go like find somebody's phone or not find
And even
something.
like when iPhone came up with the like finger thing, my finger was on. Mine was registered.
You made it yourself. I know he didn't ask you here. Put your thumbprint right.
No, he didn't. But
Here. So you went in there. I'm making myself a thumbprint. You got me fucked up.
sometimes we use each
To
other's
the phone.
phones. So
I think you
it's
have
not
it in
a-
conversation.
Yeah.
It's like, give me your phone. What's your password?
He was
The-
making dinner. And
Uh-huh.
she
And you just
said-
remembered it. Clocked it, huh? If you would have changed it, why you change your password?
Now that's suspicious.
The only time you get the
'Cause why
password now
would
that I
you?
think of it is like we married, we got like 3 kids. Bow. You can have the password.
Married with 3 kids.
Yeah, because
The
then at that
bill
point-
is so
And at what
opposite.
point did they meet the parents?
A bill back.
After 6 years.
With 2 kids.
With 2 kids, they didn't even met the baby mama yet.
Right.
But I'm just saying.
Wait, I'm
that's
sorry.
the
We were
only-
talking about domestic abuse. We have
Right.
a whole Kiki.
We is having a
You
whole
remember Kiki?
Yes. Welcome to the next podcast. So the only rule is.
To get off topic.
Right.
Clearly.
Roshan, why don't you go into some shots facts? This is a good time.
Okay, shots facts.
Bring us back, shit.
No, according to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, an estimated of 1.3 million American women experience domestic violence each year, and women make up to 85% of the victims of domestic violence. So the other percent would be men, I would assume.
Yeah, and you brought that up earlier about.
He said what?
Oh,
No,
yeah,
'cause
yeah,
we
yeah.
were talking about men and women being abused.
Yeah.
I feel like men just don't come out and say it. It's a pride thing. It's a pride thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe you don't even realize also what you may be
You
experiencing
think
is
it's domestic
abuse.
violence?
Mhm.
Or abuse.
Because
That's
a lot
right.
of times you're like, okay, I'm a man, I can take that.
Mhm.
No, we know. We
Well,
just don't say
I
it.
wouldn't say that for everyone.
No. We know.
But I'm saying like
Because-
certain things
because-
you may not constantly.
Because it taps into our pride and ego.
And
If it does
masculinity.
that, if it emasculates us in any way, shape, or form, we realize that. It's like, well, fuck.
And then
Even if I know I'm wrong and I ain't doing shit, and you talking to me like this, we know it's abuse.
But a lot of people, man,
But
or
we don't
male
want to
or
tell
female,
nobody
don't
because it's
accept
gonna be
it.
like, I'm not gonna tell nobody and feel like less of a man. Like, I'm gonna be real. It took me a lot to even say what I went through. But I don't care. I'm secure in myself and my masculinity. I don't care what anybody thinks
He
about me.
grown. Yeah.
So I know that from experience that it takes a lot for any man to say if they've been abused or not. And that's why I think the percentage for men is so low.
What do you constitute as
Low
abuse?
key, that's real, because I'm thinking about it if I like got hit in my face.
Okay,
Hey,
so
what
but you
happened
guys.
to, like, cheat
But what
on
else
me?
do you think is abusive?
Words.
Absolutely. Because
Because like
You
know
ain't
how
shit
women
is
are
abusive.
hella
bro, women
are
yeah.
hella tapped into
You-
their emotions,
yes,
so
you
emotionally
women.
they can be
Yes.
hella
You
abusive.
women
Can
Yup.
we not point fingers?
know exactly how to make a man feel like shit.
And vice versa.
Right, but y'all do it with y'all words.
Do we
don't.
mad
We
because
ain't-
we clever?
We not wordsmiths like that.
For real.
I mean, you are, but you a different.
We agree. Different breed.
But yeah, y'all wordsmiths. Y'all know exactly what to say to a nigga to make him feel. All you gotta say is he got a little pee-pee.
Do people
So
say
you
get
got-
mad?
No, but y'all do the same thing.
What?
It stank.
Not it stank.
Hey, well, no.
That is one. I've
Hey,
seen.
look, that
Carly
might
Red.
be true. Your pH balance is just off, sister. It's okay.
Okay, so I'm saying you have the same
That's a
personal
perfect
weapons
comeback
that you
down
could
there,
use.
but yeah.
Nah, you just gotta talk about her eyebrows.
Whoa. Anyways.
Your eyebrows on the end.
Look at me.
You know how they feel about their eyebrows now.
No, but I think people also too like have.
Oh.
Some people will not see certain behaviors as abusive.
Yeah.
And that's a reality. And so.
And that's because of what he said earlier.
And what I say earlier?
Because we're so used to it from our parents.
Oh, well, because that goes into like how abuse and like physicality and physical abuse is like looked at and how people like feel about it. Because how people don't know how to like use their words to like effectively.
It's also sometimes how people define love.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like,
if I don't
that's
care about
love.
you enough, I ain't gonna hit you. But if I hit you, that
Yes.
means I love you, girl.
And I've seen that a lot in the
nigga.
comments on social media in the shade room.
Right, because
They're
like,
oh, that's that real love. That's that hood love.
That real toxic love.
well, but it's hard to differentiate, like, because you come from like your parents who like who whoop you and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden,
Listen,
then,
I got my ass whooped. I'm not going around here being abusive.
For real.
Kimberly.
But like they do like make people like more aggressive. Like studies have shown like people who have been like whooped tend to be more aggressive than people who have not. And like just general.
And that makes sense, because I'm more aggressive than you.
I don't know, but
And
some
I got my
people,
ass
school
beat.
shooters, that's real aggressive.
I know.
And I doubt.
That's different.
That's
Yeah,
different.
that's
That's different. I think that's more like mental illness type
Yeah.
situation than.
That's another conversation.
Yeah.
I don't like
Next
pain.
topic.
Okay.
And for black women, it's an even bigger problem. Black women are almost 3 times as likely to experience death as a result of domestic violence than white women. And while black women only make up 8% of the population, 22% of homicides that result from DV happen to black women, and 29% of all victimized women, making it one of the leading causes of death of black women ages 15 to 35.
Wow.
That's young.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that has anything to do with their ability to get out, or like access they may have to whether it is family, other resources?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just posing that question.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because it also said like black women also tend to not like ask for help in these type of situations because they're also like fearful of the police and stuff as well.
Oh,
So they can be
wow.
a more harm. As we know, black people are usually more harmed and we're calling the authorities and things like that. So they most likely won't. And it also like happen like to see it more and think it's like more okay in there.
So they don't really have a safe space to go.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It's like,
interesting.
it's either I'm gonna get killed by the cops or I'm gonna get beat by my nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
At least my nigga gonna protect me. You feel me?
And
I mean,
abuse
he gonna beat me
and
too.
possibly
but,
kill me.
But he the only one.
But he the only one
I
protecting me.
got you.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oof,
So-
so toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Something else that comes to mind though is a lot of times black women,
Mm-hmm.
but folks don't believe them when they're saying something. So, and it makes me think of the excuse me, the rates or the prevalence of death among black women
Mm-hmm.
at
In every
childbirth.
aspect. Yeah, childbirth.
So, or in the hospital in general, you know,
Mhm.
and I've seen it, you know, with my own eyes. Black patients come in and they may be saying like, oh, you know, like I have this
Mhm.
really severe pain, and the doctor's kind of like, oh,
Mhm.
they must be like drug seeking,
Right.
or it couldn't be that bad.
Mhm.
And so there's just this whole
Yeah, I feel like how black women are
Black
like the
women.
least protected group of individuals in America.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and as this continues to go, like racism and sexism are the 2 biggest obstacles that black women in America face. But because many black women and men believe racism is a bigger issue than sexism, black women tend to
Oh.
feel obligated to put racial issues ahead of sex-based issues.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Just like thinking of like notable like whatever, you know, artists, athletes, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We have a tendency to kind of want to be on their side a little bit because it's like, oh, but they're black.
They're black.
We don't want to throw them under the bus, even though they're doing things that don't paint us, beautiful black people, in the best picture.
Especially, interracial relationship, like if a black man is like abusive to a white woman, she shouldn't be with him in the first place.
Yes. And it's so terrible.
It is. Uh-huh. But also, like, racism has a disparate impact on black people, men especially. In a society that measures manhood, primarily one's ability to provide, being denied access to that means the men cannot provide for their family, and they seek power through dominating women. So for some men, the venting of anger turns violent, and their partner suffers the greatest blows because of that. So for example, like even like back in the day, even now, like black men go out in this world and like face a lot of hurdles and obstacles from like other white men who put a lot of racism and pressure on them.
Mm-hmm.
And this article is saying some of the reasons they go back home and take a lot of that anger out on the people
That they're with.
with women in their homes.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Very. Because it's like.
That was deep. That got y'all
Yeah,
quiet.
I'm sorry. I'm like, whoa.
Because it's like we're getting hit from both sides. You feel me? Like, as black men, like you go out in the world where you try to make a name for yourself, and they hit you, and you come back, and then it makes you do something there, and it's like, well, damn, I can't do right here or here.
Mm-hmm. It's like I've been out there looking for a job. I might have got fired, anything like that. Then I come home. I can't provide for my family now.
Yeah.
And then like
And then it creates a chain reaction to where she feels some type of way, and she's saying something, and that's attacking another part of me that wasn't attacked at work. It's like I'm getting attacked from all sides. It's just like, yeah, it's unfortunate.
and that the black women are like who always happens to be like the blunt or brunt.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
brunt.
they get the
Yeah.
brunt.
Yeah, the brunt.
Yeah.
Not the blunt child.
They might have that too.
Right, you need it to get through all this.
Yo, you funny.
Right, so it's just like this article was just showing how black women tend to put like other issues ahead of the issues that they face at home. And also they went into detail like how black women try to protect the black man at all costs.
Mm-hmm.
So like black people got tendencies like, oh, let's protect ourselves, protect like our image, our community. So I'm not going to tell on this man because he already got a whole bunch of other stuff going on, and we need to like protect him at all costs.
Yeah, which
so,
ain't right.
So
Yeah.
I'm not going to say
Yeah.
anything about this because like he needs this. He's been through a lot.
Yeah.
So they just
I'm gonna speak to all the black women on behalf of black men. I may not have this right, but if a black
don't,
man is
but
abusing
you
you,
don't.
I
I'll
don't.
put-
But if a black man is abusing you, regardless of how we are as black men, if we're getting attacked left or right or both, it doesn't matter. Say something because that's not okay.
right.
It's not okay.
Who do you think are the proper channels for black women to go to, though? Because, like you said, sometimes you might go to his mother, right? Or someone else, and then immediately, well, what did you do? Well, so you know how we're supposed to treat our man right, you know, da 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 da, whatever, right?
Don't
Who do
go to
they
your
go to?
family and don't go to his family because if you choose to go back, then you look foolish. If you actually want to take steps to get away from that, I don't know the proper authorities, but find an authoritative figure that can help you legally to handle that.
I don't think
But
you
some
look.
people will get out of a relationship, they get a restraining order, a piece of paper, you know what I mean? And then they still end up dead.
Wow.
That's why I believe in gun rights. I own one myself.
That's
Next
another
topic.
conversation.
Well, I'm
but
just saying
yes,
it's a
I
form
hear
of
you. I
protection.
hear
Like, let's be real. A woman in a physical altercation has less of a chance to survive than I do. But I can't stop a bullet. I don't care how big I am. So if you feel like that is the only way to protect yourself, then educate yourself on that and then make the decision from there. If I need this weapon or not. But use it properly. Know how to use it.
And sadly, we've also seen cases where women have been trying to protect themselves from an abusive partner, and they have, you know, resorted to shooting and killing them, and they've still ended up behind bars.
Yeah, I mean, it's catch-22. At least you're not getting beat no more.
This is
You
true.
went to jail.
Right, but
I mean, you're not getting beat.
true. But
Now,
shit.
there's layers to that for sure.
It is for
There's
sure.
a ton, and I think we have lots more to unpack, you know, on this topic. So, because my energy is being sucked out of me right now. This is very like depressing
I know,
to talk
that's hard
about.
to talk about.
So
That's why we need to talk about it more, though.
Right.
we do need to
So
talk
what?
about it more.
What I would suggest, like whenever you and Danny do your little post production, like put up some like numbers. Like I'm sure there's like hotlines that people can call, on like websites that people go to like seek help. Like we are not like the experts on this topic like whatsoever, and everyone has to make like a decision that is like best for them in their relationship because you can't always leave their relationship. You might it could be children involved and you know other family members and a lot of different type of
and
situations.
a lot of people really have nowhere to go.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. So like seek like some type of help like the best you can. And like if you believe like going to like therapy or like some form of counseling can also deem to be beneficial as well. Because like article also mentioned like mental health is like stigmatized in like every community. And a lot of these people have mental health issues that they're not dealing with. So that can also be a key component in this conversation as well.
That's what my short film was about in November. It was mental health in the Black community, how it's like frowned upon. And that's the reason why we have the highest percentage of depression and suicide in all the suicide rates.
And where can we watch this film?
You can watch it on YouTube and
what's the name of it?
It's called Blackheads. I will put the link in the because we're black and it's about our mental space.
I know.
But yeah, no, I'll put the link down there if you want to check it out. But yeah, you know, it's a rough topic to talk about, but it definitely needs to be talked about to normalize the conversation, to make it easier to have and make people feel safer to do something about it.
And talk to your kids, seriously. Just like I hate to hear about kids being bullies at school and, you know, hurting other children, and then they grow up to be that same bully, really. Talk to them. Let them, like, really break it down for them. And, yeah, just, we need to talk more.
Talk more.
For sure.
Hit less.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that concludes this week's
rough
episode. Yeah.
It was heavy.
It was very heavy. But I encourage you to continue this after you watch this or listen to this podcast, and we probably will have follow-up on this as well, but make sure you subscribe, like, follow Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud. Child, I'm running out of breath here.
You're right.
All the platforms. You can follow me on Instagram at COOLKEYES.
You can follow Shad at Shadspace. That's SHADS_SPACE.
Do that again.
No.
No, I was getting ready. I'm like SHADS_SPACE.
We out here. You can follow me everywhere at Clicks by Cam, KLICKS.
Except this house.
What?
Because that would be.
Oh, follow me everywhere. Yeah, don't follow me. I got a gun. Clicks by Cam, KLICKSBYKAM.
You done?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, not you done.
Hey, you can follow me at Abby Russ on Insta, so ABIIRUSS. Yes, sir.
Thanks for watching.
And we'll see you next time.
Click that link.
Toodaloo!